Yes, good evening, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, in yesterday's session, we had started with the Porter's value chain model. We had discussed that this particular model is known as Porter value chain model because one of the famous Harvard Business School professor, Michael Porter, has started this particular model. So, he came up with this particular idea or a model. He has designed that model. That's the reason why the name is Porter's value chain model. Now, this particular model talks about two type of activities of the organization. One is called as support activities, and the other one is called as primary activities. Every organization has these activities. Professor Michael Porter was of the opinion that every organization has these activities in the organization. In the organization. Now, he divided these activities into two parts. First one is support activities, and the second one is primary activities. Primary activities are, in simple words, we can say the main activities of the organization, and support can be called as the secondary activities of the organization. So he was of the opinion that the organization's growth we can determine with the value chain model. Now, in this value chain model, if we talk about support activities, we need to understand the infrastructure of the organization, then the human resource management of the organization. Now, under human resource management, how the employees are hired, how they are trained, how the employees are, working in the organization, how they are performing, how their performance is monitored. All these things are covered under human resource management. Next support activity, he was of the opinion was that technology development and procurement. So technology development, that every time the organization has to see to it that whether they are able to come up with an improved technology, because in this competition we cannot survive if we are not coming up with new technology or improvement in the existing technology. That is very essential. So these are the four support activities. And the primary activities, that is the main activities, he said was are the inbound logistics, then operations, then outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and services. So, in all, the combination of these support activities and primary activities, how they are going hand in hand, how they are, the organization is carrying out these two activities, that is support and primary, in tune with each other, in collaboration with each other, that decides the growth of the organization or the success of the organization. Now, here in detail, we will be discussing that what is to be analyzed or what is to be studied under these support activities and primary activities. So, four support activities first we will be discussing, and then we will go on to the five primary activities which are being performed by every organization. Now, first is firm infrastructure. Firm infrastructure means the infrastructure of the company. Now, what is included in infrastructure that we are going to discuss? So, on the screen, first I'll read out what is written on the screen, and then we will have we will discuss about this. So, under the company's infrastructure, company support system and the function that allows it to maintain operation. It includes all legal, administrative, and accounting. So all these things are covered under the firm's infrastructure or company's infrastructure. So infrastructure, when we talk about the general idea of infrastructure, is it gets restricted to the building of the company, the cabins of the company, the shop floor of the company, the ACs or fans of the company, the furniture of the company. So, apart from that physical infrastructure, IT, when we talk about firms' infrastructure under Porter's forces, it also includes the support system of the organization. That is, what are the rules and regulations of the organization? What is the vision and mission of the organization? What are the objectives of the organization? What is the philosophy of the organization? And it also includes all the administrative work which the organization is carrying out, administrative, legal, and accounting work which the organization is carrying out. So, apart from the literal meaning of infrastructure, which restricts itself to only building furniture or the machines, it includes the support system of the company as well as the administrative, accounting, and legal system of the organization. For every organization, we have to have this support system. If this support system is not there, no organization can work. Every organization, whether it is small organization or a multinational company, every organization does have the say rules and regulations, that what is the in time, what is the out time, the benchmarking which we had just discussed yesterday, that what are the performance standards set by the organization against which the organization is going to evaluate the performance of the employee. Every organization, small, big, medium, multinational, every organization does have that type of support system. Now just imagine there is an organization which doesn't have in time and out time, no rule related to in time. You can come anytime, you can go anytime. Whenever you feel, you can take leave. Whenever you feel bored at home, you can come to the office and you can work in the organization. Very soon, such type of organization is going to fail. Why? Because rules, regulation, guidelines, these are very essential for the smooth functioning of the organization. How the people will come to know that what is the start timing of shift and what is the end timing of shift. And at the time of calculation of salary, how the accounts department is going to calculate the salary. If some employees are coming, say, late, some are going early, some are coming for 15 days, some are coming for 5 days, some are coming for 26 days. So how the accounts department is going to, or the HR department is going to calculate the salary of these people? So there will be total chaos in the organization. And that's the reason why, apart from the primary activity, Porter is of the opinion that support activities are very are equally essential, equally important in the success of any organization. So, first is infrastructure. So, it includes everything. It includes rules and regulations, which plays a very vital role. Employees are going to perform when they are aware that if I achieve this standard or this target goal set by the organization, I am I will become eligible for promotion. I will become eligible for increment. I will become eligible for more incentives, bonus, and all that type of facilities. So for that, the support systems are very essential. So the first support system, which talks about infrastructure, it goes beyond the concept of literal concept of infrastructure, and it goes to say rules and regulation, administrate the complete administration of the organization. That who is going to frame the rule, who is going to implement the rule, who is going to take the action, who is going to, in case of problem, who is the person who is going to take care of solutions for that particular problem. All these things are covered under the term administration, which comes under firm's infrastructure or the infrastructure of the company. Next one, when we talk about human resource management, the second support system of every organization is human resource human resource management. Now, what the organization has to concentrate on this particular is that hiring and retaining employees who will fulfill business strategy, as well as help design, market, and sell the product. So again, as in the first stage, we have seen that infrastructure is beyond physical infrastructure. Same is the case here also. Here, HR, human resource management, is not the confined only to the human resource management of a particular company, but it goes beyond the department. It covers the entire organization, each and every department of the organization where employees are working, whether it is marketing, whether it is finance, whether it is operations, whether it is HR. Every department where the employees of the organization are working are covered under this second support activity, which is called as human resource management. And that's the reason why it is said that hiring and retaining of employee who are going to fulfill the organization strategy, as well as help them design, market, and sell the product. Next one, it involves in the process of delivering the finished product. That just now we had discussed that it is not only confined to the HR department, but it gets extended to the other departments of the organization as well, where the employees, that is the human beings, are working in the organization. And the last one under HRM is a source of competitive advantage when customer purchasing a service. Now, how human resource management can be a source of competitive advantage? Now, here again, number of examples are there where we can see that human resource management or the customer after sales services can become a can be a competitive advantage for the company. Now, when Hyundai entered the Indian market, they realized that the highest share of the Indian car market belonged to Maruti Suzuki. So Maruti was controlling at that particular time more than 90% of the car market in the country. Now, when Hyundai entered the Indian market, They were having a fierce competition posed by the market leader, that is Maruti. Competition in terms of price, competition in terms of mileage, competition in terms of availability of spare parts. So these were some of the factors the Hyundai came to know that these are the factors which makes Maruti the market leader in Indian market. And if we want to give tough fight to Maruti, we have to come up with something which we can say that yes, it is better than the Maruti. And at that particular time, they came up with a particular strategy. Most of you might be aware of what that strategy was. And later on, many companies started implementing that strategy in their own company also. Now, the Hyundai was aware that they cannot beat the Maruti in terms of price. They cannot beat Maruti in terms of presence all over the India. They cannot beat Maruti in terms of, say, availability of their spare parts all over India. So these are the achievements which Maruti has already achieved, and it is very difficult to compete them in these fields. So they decided that they will be giving tough fight to Maruti in another area, and that area which they chose was the experience employee the customer experience. We are going to give customer the best experience at the time when the customer has purchased the car. Now for servicing, when the customer comes to the company service station, at that particular time we are going to treat him or treat give him or her treatment like king or queen. At that particular time they decided, earlier what used to happen, that you have given your car for servicing, the person will make an entry in the register, and the person at the reception will inform you that, sir, madam, this is going to take an say 4 5 hours, so you can come after 4 5 hours and you can collect your car. So Hyundai changed this system. They said that you can watch the car which is being serviced at our service stations. So complete glasses were installed so that the customer and sofas and AC and all the magazines, newspapers, everything was provided to the customer, and a nice lounge area was provided. Next to the lounge area was the service station, and it was completely covered with glass, transparent glass. While reading newspaper, while having some water, cold drink or snacks, the customer can see his or her vehicle being serviced by the service people. So that was new at that particular time. They started providing, okay, if your car is taking, you have reached the company service station, for example, say at 10 in the morning, and it is going to take, say, 5 hours. That means you will get the delivery by 3 in the evening. So they started providing free breakfast, free refreshments, even free um, lunch also to the customers. Now that attracted the customer, or that impressed the customer, that delighted the customer. In marketing management and in basics of marketing, in first sem and second sem, you might have studied the difference between customer satisfaction and customer delight. Earlier, every organization used to concentrate on customer satisfaction, that how we can make our customer happy. But now the organizations are concentrating on customer delight, which is beyond satisfaction, So the the customer who was earlier satisfied that okay, when I will go to the service station of Hyundai, they will service my car in a very nice manner, and I can see that uh, in terms of mileage, in terms of speed, in terms of performance, and in terms of noise, everything is observable. So person is happy, the customer is satisfied. But the moment when the customer realizes that I can sit there in a AC lounge, I can go through the newspapers, TV is on, I can uh, see the news channels or business channels or other channels, I can read magazines. At the same time, I can see my car being serviced. So that gives delight to the customer. So immediately that particular after sales service strategy implemented by Hyundai got hit among the customers, and that started attracting the customers, new customers. Because if I have purchased a Hyundai car, and if I feel delight, I have that delight experience, and if my friend, relative, or any known one is now want to purchase a car, now that particular person, when he is aware that I am having a car and he wants to purchase his first car, the person may normally, we ask, if I want to purchase a car, I will go to the person whom I know, who is my friend, relative, or some known one or neighbor, and I will check that I want to purchase a car, which car I should purchase, what is the mileage of your car, what is the price of your car, everything I will first talk to the person, and then I will go. That is the very normal tendency of a customer, because I am going to invest 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, or maybe 10 lakhs for the purchase of car. So in this particular situation, the existing customers of the Hyundai company, they started advertising without being paid. They were not paid anything, that if you are going to refer Hyundai car to your friends, you will be getting bonus of 10,000 rupees. That strategy was not there. So knowingly or unknowingly, they started advertising, or they started branding the cars of Hyundai, that go for Hyundai because of this particular experience. So that is how sometimes the customer care service can give you a competitive advantage also. So that was related to human resource management. Next one is, the third support activity is related to technology development. Now, under technology development, research and development helps designing the product and improving and automating the process. For example, a business working towards to reduce the inventory and labor waste by implementing RFID technology in warehouse to improve overall stock accuracy and minimize labor tasks. Now, RIFD technology, many of you might be aware of that how these new technologies are helping the organization to take care of the inventory in a more significant manner. Now, earlier, everything used to be written in the register. You will have to go through the register to check that how much is of a particular, so for example, if say washing machines are there, for this particular model, how, what is the stock of this particular model available in the warehouse. Then for the another model, semi automatic model number, this, how many machines are there in numbers. So earlier everything was manual, but now softwares are there, scanners are there, and the moment you say uh, scan a code, you will get to know on screen that how, what is the present situation related to model number so and so of automatic, model number so and so of fully semi automated. So all these things within fraction of second we can identify. Now this is the result of technology. So technology development plays a very important role. We cannot be relaxed that okay, we have come up with a very new technology, we have implemented this new technology, and this new technology has given us the best result. So here what we can do is that instead of keeping yourself relaxed, you have to continue do R&D. That we have seen how the other companies are doing, how the mobile companies, all the mobile companies, earlier it used to happen that after 1 year, one the company will come up with a new model of that particular company. That used to happen when only Nokia was there. After 1 year, after 2 year, one new phone will be launched, new model will be launched. But now what we are seeing is every month, every 15 days, some or the other company, they are coming up with a new model, new features, new specification, everything is new. That is the result of technological development. And we have seen that any company which invest in R&D related to technology development, that organization are going at the top in today's in the today's market. And those which are not investing in R&D, they are lagging behind. We have seen why the this iPhone is number one, why uh, we have seen that why Taiwan is number one when the country is so small. It is ahead of America, it is ahead of Japan, it is ahead of Korea, it is ahead of China, a very small country, because they worked on technology development and they have not stopped. They are continuously investing more and coming up with improved technology. That's the reason why for so many years they are at the top. And in years to come, we may see that they may remain at the top. We cannot say exactly say, but looking at the investment which they are making in technology, in R&D, in improvements of technology, we can see, we can anticipate that in many more years, that particular company may be at the top of that particular technology, nanotechnology. Next is procurement. Now, when we are talking about procurement, it talks about process of acquisition of inputs, raw material of for or resources for the firm. Procurement. Now, how we are procuring, purchasing our raw material. Not only it is not only restricted to the raw material, but the other things also. How we are purchasing our say machines, how we are purchasing our other things like furniture. So all these things are included in procurement. Now, this relates heavily to inbound logistic, where the company is looking to resell the goods they procure. For example, in case of e-commerce business. Now, why the e-commerce is growing so fast? Now, if we compare the business model of e-commerce to a normal outlet, now in e-commerce, you can say show, or you can have a great variety of product. Now, Amazon deals with, say, you can go for uh, clothing, you can go for footwear, you can go for fresh vegetables, you can go for groceries. So, one platform offering each and everything. Can you go to a particular store where you will find all these things which are available in on Amazon? Not possible. Even if we go to, say, DMart, we see that grocery is there, clothing is there, footwear is there, but still it is not in the way which we can see on the online platforms. And the reason is that they have a agreement with their say vendors, because what they are doing is they are not keeping a huge stock as it is required for physical stores. They are having an agreement with the third party sellers. The moment I order for a particular thing, immediately my order is redirected to the person who is the seller for that particular product, and then I will receive that seller will supply the product to the Amazon will send that product to my place. So that is called as inbound logistics. So they have a control, or they have designed it in such a manner that now the delivery is becoming very fast, and everyone is aware of. Earlier, it used to take days, then instead of days, it used to take hours, and now instead of hours, it takes only minutes. And within minutes, we get the things at our doorstep. So that is called as procurement. And for the physical outlets also, from where we are purchasing our raw material, what are the rules and regulation for the purchase of raw material? That also plays a very important role. That adds to the value chain, porter's value chain. Because if you are purchasing, say low quality raw material, you cannot expect that by using low quality raw material you can come up with the best quality product. For coming up with best quality product, you have to have a rule, a guideline, a process, that you are going to only purchase the best quality raw material available in the market, and that is covered under procurement. That what is your procurement strategy? And that is why it is not that each and every e-commerce is making money, making profit. There are some companies which had closed their business. Why? Because they failed. There was a very big company earlier, and the name of the company was Snapdeal. That Snapdeal went into losses. Why? Because the connect between the customer, company, and the third party, that is the seller, was somewhere not handled the way these the company, the present Flipkart or Amazon or Mintra is handling. That is very important. Now, these were the support activities. So Porter was of the opinion that the uh, success or growth of any organization depends upon the support activities as well as the primary activities. So we have so far discussed the support activities. Now we will move on to the primary activities. Primary activities are those activities for which the organization is started. For example, manufacturing of bicycles, manufacturing of shirts, manufacturing of, say, leather wallets or ladies' purse or that. So that is the primary activity of the organization. Now,
I get.
how we have to manage these primary activities that we are going to discuss is, now for primary activities under five headings they have been divided. First one is inbound logistics. Under inbound logistics, this includes the receiving, warehousing, and inventory control of a company's raw material. It also covers the relationship required with the supplier. Now, under procurement, also we had discussed this. Now, here, inbound logistic, it includes how we are purchasing the raw material, how we are keeping the it in warehouses, how uh, the how we are managing the relationship between the company and the suppliers. Do we have only one supplier or do we have multiple suppliers? Can we rely on supplier that all of a sudden if we give a big order of raw material to a particular supplier, that supplier will immediately deliver the quantity of raw material we have ordered within a very short span of time? All these things are to be taken care under inbound logistics. So we have to think of it. It should not happen that the company has got a order, a very big order, and when the company say floated the purchase order in the name of the supplier and informed the supplier that we need this much of raw material as we have received a very urgent and very big order, so please supply this much raw material. And if at that particular time the supplier says no, it is not possible, you should have informed me earlier, now it is going to take at least 15 days for me to deliver that quantity of raw material, then again it is not going to add any value to the supply chain of the organization. So supply chain, how it should be, it should be very smooth. And it is always suggested that instead of relying only on one supplier, every organization should have more suppliers, so that options is available. If one supplier is having some problem, the company is having the option of going to the other supplier, and so that the supplier can deliver the raw material and the company can be uh, can continue its operation. So that is the inbound logistics. Second one is operations. Operations, it talks about procedures required for converting raw material or resources into finished product or services. Now, what is the procedure? Procedure, we in 2 3 days back we have were discussing about SOPs, that is standard operating procedure. So it talks about the standard operating procedures of the organization, that how the process will be say carried out in the organization. how many machines will be used, who will be operating the machine, what will be the process, who is going to say check the quality of the finished goods, how that quality will be checked, what will be done with the rejected goods. So all these things are to be studied or analyzed under the second primary activities, which is called as operations. Next one is outbound logistics. Now, outbound logistics talks about activities and system required to distribute the final product to a consumer. How the company is going to first they keep all the finished goods in the warehouse. From warehouse, how they will be uh, say uh, sending that finished product to the distributors, and then how distributors will be sending those product to the wholesalers, how they will be sending it to the say dealers or the shopkeepers, and then how the shopkeepers will be selling that product to the customer. So every company has to keep everything in check. It may happen that company is coming up with a excellent product, but there are some flaws in when the finished products are say passing from warehouse to distributor. There is a flaw, it is taking too much of time, or from distributor to wholesaler it may take some time. If it is the company is keeping a track, it should not happen that okay, we have come up, we have manufactured an excellent product, now the product is in warehouse, we have received orders from the distributor, and we have uh, say we have forwarded our stock to the distributor. Now it is up to the distributor. So no way. The company has to constantly be focused on how the distributor is forwarding it to wholesalers. Wholesalers are forwarding it to the shopkeepers, and shopkeepers to the customers. Why the company salespeople? Why the company people are visiting the shops, visiting the dealers, visiting the distributors, just to be in touch, just to be aware that if there is any scope for improvement. If yes, immediately that improvement can be implemented in the organization. So that is to be included under the outbound logistics. Next one is related to the marketing and sales. Now, strategies to enhance visibility and target appropriate customers, such as advertising, promotion, pricing, all these things are to be covered under the fourth primary activity, that is marketing and sales. Company has come up with an excellent product. The company has made sure that it quickly reaches the distributor. Distributor quickly sends it to the wholesaler. Wholesaler quickly sends it to the malls and shops, and then from there the customer is purchasing it. Marketing and sales talks about that when the product is reaches the malls or shops, how that product is marketed by the company. Marketing strategies and the sales strategy, we have everyone has studied, so we will not go into that detail. That everything plays a very packaging plays a very important role, visibility of the product. Now at what level, if the product, if we are visiting malls, we see that there are certain products which are exactly matching our the height of our eyes, straight we can see. So we first check those products, and we go least to the products which are kept at the lower area of that particular shelf, very lower last level. So the companies should be aware that where our product is kept, then how we are marketing our product. That is the reason why the companies are investing crores of rupees and making say celebrities their brand ambassadors. Now Harpik, you just see that Harpik, it's normal toilet cleaner. Now the brand ambassador of Harpik is, who are the brand ambassador? So it is Shah Rukh Khan is the brand ambassador. Rohit Shetty is the brand ambassador. Akshay Kumar is the brand ambassador. Now these brand ambassadors, these people who are advertising, these celebrities who are advertising the product, they are not advertising it for free. They are charging the company a very heavy fees. So company is paying them crores of rupees. And why the company is paying them crores of rupees? Why some normal TV personality who is a actor or actress in a serial, why that particular person is not contacted for the advertisement of Harpic? Because the company has realized if the these top celebrities are advertising our product, it is directly affecting the growth of our sales. And that is the reason why they are paying crores of rupees. The moment the company starts that even we have hired Shah Rukh Khan, Rohit Shetty, Akshay Kumar, and still, if the volume of our sales is not increasing, they will start rethinking that why to invest, say, crores of rupees in advertisement when these celebrities are unable to increase the sales of our product. So they will think of another strategy. So why company is paying so much of rupees? Because the company wants to increase the sale of their product, and they are aware that if these people are going to advertise our product, definitely, or market our product, definitely we are going to get benefit out of it. So that is the importance of marketing and sales everywhere. Earlier it was not very important, nowadays it is very important. You may come up with a great product, but your product may not be hit in the market if you are not coming up with a better or good marketing and sales strategy. That is very important. Earlier it was not so important, but nowadays it is very, very, very important that you have to come up with a marketing and sales strategy. And the last one is related to service, particularly the activities required to maintain products and enhance customer experience after the sale of product or services. Again, earlier most of the company used to ignore this part, but now every company which wants to grow, which wants to succeed, every company, whether it is in textile, whether it is in pharmaceutical, whether it is in, you go to any sector, you will find that now the customer care after sales services are highly are highly preferred by the companies. They are giving a very high preference to these services because they are aware that if we can make our customer happy, this customer is going to bring new customer for our product. And that's the reason why nowadays companies have started concentrating more on the after sales services part. So that was related to our porters value chain model. If you have not understood anything, please go ahead, or else we will move forward. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, no query. We will move on to the next topic. And the next topic is related to organizational capability. So, to check the capability of the organization, capability is performance of the organization as well as potential of the organization. Both are included to check the capability. For checking organizational capability, we can use this model, which is called as organizational capability framework. Now, it includes external stakeholders. Now, stakeholders we had discussed at the time of in our first unit when we were discussing about the strategy, tactics, and strategic management, that who are called as external stakeholders and who are the internal stakeholders. So, external stakeholders, it is suppliers, it is creditors, it is banks, it is government, it is investors, it is shareholders, all those people who are having any stake involved in the company are called as external stakeholders, but who are not involved in the day to day functioning of the organization. So they are external. They are not directly involved, they are indirectly. How banks are indirectly involved? Because banks are financing the companies. How the shareholders are the why these shareholders are the considered as external stakeholders? Because they have purchased the shares of the company, they have helped the company to generate capital, so they will also be the external stakeholders. Why the government is called as external stakeholder? Because the government is the regulating authority. Government has say uh, came up with various regulating authorities. For example, SEBI is what? SEBI is a regulating authority. Whether the companies are working in accordance to the provisions of Companies Act as well as the other acts finalized by the government or not, who is going to check it? It is the regulating agencies. It is not that only one agency is there. So there are number of agencies, but SEBI is one of the agency, regulating agency. So all these players are called as external stakeholders. Now, when we check the capability of the organization, now under this organizational capability framework, apart from the external stakeholders, we can see the arrow is going, and on that particular arrow, some circles are there, and inside the circle, some terms are written. So we are one by one, we are going to discuss that. So external stakeholder, then comes the business strategy and goals. That also we had discussed, that any organization, when it comes into existence, the first thing the organization does is that they come up with a business plan, that this is the business we are going to start. And when the plan is implemented in the organization, it becomes strategy. And then every organization comes into existence with certain goals, with vision, mission, that we have already discussed. Then, for the understanding the capability framework or organizational capability, we need to understand the leadership of the organization. Now, leaders are very important. We have seen that how a leader can take the organization to new height. When no one was believing in the concept that rocket can be reused for launching these satellites into the orbits. At that particular time, there was a leader called Elon Musk. He came up with a business idea of reusing the rockets. He came up with the company SpaceX, and now we all are aware how successful SpaceX is. Once a complete bankrupt company which has reached to the level of bankrupt, that is Tata Motors, how it bounced back, how it went on to purchase the foreign companies, automobile companies, that we have seen. That was the result of, again, the leadership. So leadership plays a very important role. So leadership should be, say, good or excellent leadership should be there in the organization. Then the mindset, how your mindset is. You have to have a very positive mindset for the for achieving the target, for achieving the goal, or for tasting success. Positive mindset is very essential. Number of times it happens that companies go through a very bad patch. At that particular time, if your mindset is negative, then it is very difficult for you to come out of that bad patch. But if the leader, if the higher authorities of the organization, if the employees of the organization are having that positive mindset, then there are chances that they are going to come back. Infrastructure and processes, so great infrastructure should be there. Infrastructure, it is not that each and every organization should have the AC conveyor belts or AC manufacturing line. All the cabins should be AC, and all the facilities should be there. That doesn't mean excellent. Infrastructure is whatever required for the essential functioning of the organization, that is to be provided. If the organization is an upcoming organization and it cannot afford central AC or say AC in cabins, even if table fans and the fans are there, that is also going to do. Infrastructure doesn't mean that everything should be at the premium level, but all the essential things should be there. If the organization wants top quality raw material, that top quality raw material it should get. That is what is to be we need to analyze while analyzing the capability of the organization. Next is talent. Again, talent is very important. When we talk about talent, it is the human beings who are working in the organization in all the departments. It is not restricted to the HR department only, but in all the departments. The talent you are having in marketing department, the talent you are having in sales department, the talent you are having in manufacturing and operations department. So all the departments. Now, talent, they have given that talent is equal to what? Capability multiplied by contribution multiplied by commitment. How the talent should be. So talent should be capable. Capable means we want to recruit a marketing manager. Now, capable means who will be the capable marketing manager? Academically, he should have that qualification, as well as apart from academics, on ground with his performance, he he should be or she should be having a proven performance record, that in the last organization or in the same organization in the last 3 years, this particular person has given the best performance, and because of this, uh, the profit of the company has gone up. So that is called as capability. Contribution, what is the contribution? Not only capability, person might be having 100% potential, but whether the person is able to contribute or whether the person is contributing, that is again to be checked. The person has completed marketing management work from Harvard, and the person has also worked with IBM or Microsoft or Google. So we can say that capability wise, the person is 100 out of 100. 100 out of 100 marks will be given to this particular gentleman because of that capability. But whether this person is contributing to the growth or success of the organization, that we need to check through his performance. And next is commitment, how committed the person is towards the growth of the organization. Not only the person, but the employees are, how they are committed, whether they are giving 100% commitment or more than 100, they are trying to give more than 100% commitment. That is to be analyzed when we are checking the organizational capability. The remaining two, that is the last one is external. So just 1 minute and we will wind up this. So only one external talent talks about the in case of any, say, external help. Many times what happens is that sometimes for particular strategy making, for strategy implementing, many organization, they go to the external experts, the freelancers or consultants or strategists or business specialists. So how you are connected to this external talent? Who are your business strategists apart from your organization? Every organization is having a connect with the external experts also, consultants, experts. So all these, so how well the organization is connected with the external talent available in the market, that is again plays a very important role in checking the organizational capability. So in all, after doing the analysis of all these things, we will come to know the capability of the organization. So that was related to the organizational capability in today's session. In tomorrow's session, we will move on to PCG metrics and we will try to complete our unit number 2 in tomorrow's session. So thank you everyone for being present in today's session. Tomorrow again, we will be meeting at the same time, that is 7 p.m. Thank you.